Okay. Call to order this meeting. Iola Independent School District. Tammy, would you lead the invocation?
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day, and I thank you for all the many wonderful blessings, Lord, that you provided for our district, Lord. And Lord, I just ask that you continue to watch after us, Lord, be with our staff and students, Lord, as we go into these holidays. Lord, keep them safe as they travel. And Lord, we just thank you again for the success of our district. And I just ask that you watch over us, care for us, and protect us. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. We need to get Mike. Have to return our mic, so did y'all sign up to speak or something? So we move to item number 4, consideration of the consent agenda. Anybody have any questions or want to remove an item for discussion? If not, have a motion by Tammy, I'll second. Those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries 7-0. Item number 5, campus administrative reports.
Okay. I try to keep it brief, but we got a lot of good stuff going on, so I don't want to miss anything. Obviously, we all know the girls had a fantastic season. Volleyball team, they won regional runner-up. They had a 41-8 season. So I want to go over all the all-district team stuff real quick. This is just what we have so far. Obviously, the state stuff will come up later, but all-district team was MVP was Jenna McDougall. Offensive MVP was Lindsay Gooch. MVP setter was Ava Pointer. All-district newcomer of the year was Avery Rayleigh. All first team players were Chloe Vaughn, Anna Barnett, Reagan Gilbert. All second team was Lily Juarez. All academic first team was Jenna, Chloe, Ava, Anna, Lily, Lindsay, and Avery, which says a lot about our team. I mean, our whole team is on first team all academic. Then we had one all academic second team, which was Reagan Gilbert. So a lot of great things. Those girls did a fantastic job. They fought their hearts out. They just, they just make us so proud. So we're very proud of those guys, those girls. Basketball season just started. Boys play Leon on Friday, their first game at 5 p.m. Girls play against Fayetteville next Monday at 11 a.m. So on Thanksgiving break. Our junior high girls, I think they're undefeated. They played Anderson and won, and then they just played Snook just now and won. So they did really, really well. I mean, they're run ruling them. I mean, as by at least 20. I think both games we won by a significant amount. So girls basketball is doing really well. Boys basketball, their first junior high game is right now against Snook. So I was already over here. I don't know. They're a pretty talented group as well, so I'm sure they're doing pretty well. Cross country, another fantastic job. We went to state for girls. Lindsay Gooch got 15th place at the state championship, so she did an excellent job. And she's still a sophomore, so she's got plenty of opportunities to go back and repeat all that. So, other great things, band. They have their Christmas concert. That'll be Monday, December 6th at 7 p.m. That'll be in the elementary gym. Some of the big things that they're doing, they've got 7 high school students that are going to be competing at the all-region band concert. That'll be December 4th, so that's really good. And then we've got 2 7th grade students going to the middle school all-region competition on December 10th. And then one of the things they're really proud about this year are robotics, the first year that they've had it. They're going to state. They're going to December 2nd through the 4th in Frisco. So at our first district meet, we got first in small schools, and then we got 8th overall. So that was 8th overall versus 6A schools and everything, just the big schools and everything. So we were really proud of them, and they got Rookie Team of the Year. So that was the award that they got at district. So they're going to state in a couple weeks, December 2nd. So 2 weeks they'll be going to that, and that's in Frisco. Other things. So due to our survey results, I went ahead and wanted to do something about that. We've kind of talked about what we can do with these results, what we can do to kind of make our campus better. I kind of put together a committee. It's called the Campus Goals and Solutions Committee. So it's what issues we have, and then what we can do about them. So my main thing with all of it was just, what does that look like? Okay, so communication, we want that to look better. What does that look like? So I kind of found out that on the newsletter that I send out each week, they don't care about this and that. And I was like, well, what do you want there? Like, what can I put there? What do you want? So they love the shout outs and they love the fast facts and different things like that. So streamlining that to information that they find useful. So that was very beneficial. And just a lot of the things that we kind of talked about were, what does it look like? What do you want discipline to look like? What do you want the curriculum stuff to look like? And one of the big things they talked about was we need to figure out how to vertically align. They asked me for time to vertically align as a campus. And I think in the future, what they want to do, once we get all lined up and we feel like we're flowing in the right direction, then they want to kind of build in some time to work with elementary so that our district is vertically aligned. So that was one of their big things. The big takeaway is we want time to work together and get all of us working on the same page, teaching the same kind of curriculum, using the same vocabulary, the same verbiage. So then you're not reteaching. Math, it's you use a trick phrase in this, PIMDOS or bat and ball, these different phrases. Well, it means something to these people, but then you reteach it another way the next year. So just vertically aligning everybody so that we're all kind of using the same words. And so last week we gave them Thursday. All math did Thursday in the morning. All the reading teachers, or ELA teachers, got together in the afternoon. Science will be doing it next week. She said it wasn't a good time. So they're going to be having that opportunity to vertically align. We've got subs for them to come in. We got them lunch. We got them breakfast. We just gave them a day to really kind of sit down and dive into their teaks, dive into the curriculum. So it was really beneficial. They were really appreciative. And so that was one of the things that we really kind of did that was positive for the survey results that we got from the teachers. So anyway, a lot of good things.
Did you say junior high play tonight?
Yes, sir. So they rescheduled.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I looked at the schedule, it's supposed to be Thursday.
Yes, sir. They rescheduled it because they didn't know if they were going to be gone or not. So they were just
We didn't
preemptive.
know if volleyball was going to be here, so we went ahead and moved it just to say, that way we knew we could get it in.
Play here or?
Yes, sir. They're in the small gym, or in the big gym right now. Yes, sir.
We don't have an elementary report. I don't know if y'all know or not, but Ms. Sajewski went to the hospital early this morning. She's going to have her appendix taken out at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, wow.
So she's not going to be with us today.
2%.
I guess.
She's got time to get back over there.
She could have come and then went and got surgery. Yeah. So anyway, she will update us in our next board meeting, and I'm going to bring that up in just a second. So in my report, I want to tell you right now our audit has not been completed, so probably in December we're probably going to have to meet briefly to go over our audit. There's a couple other things. Ms. Harvey, Mr. Gooch, myself, we're going to meet with architects tomorrow. Going to interview a couple, one backed out. We had 3 lined up, one backed out. So we're going to look at 2 of these architects and then we'll make a recommendation to the board and see if we can do that all in one meeting. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. It won't be a long meeting, but we'll have to have probably one in December, even though we put in our board book that we're going to have to change the date. Been brought to my attention, and so I need to address this. We've had our little bus go out a couple of times, and it's taken a few days to get home. And so it breaks down when it goes off. I guess it likes staying out overnight. It broke down the very first time we took it to
Granger.
Granger. Yeah, it died over there. So we had it repaired, thought we had it done, driving home, the codes are still coming back up. So Sean began to kind of call around. There's a guy in Beat Eyes that said, hey, let me look at it. Guy looked at it, went through it, and there's a pinhole in I guess it's a vacuum line coming off of the regen canister. And it was not allowing it to regen, so it just continued to go back into limp mode because it didn't know what it was doing. And so we fixed it. They took it off to Longview this weekend, ran like a top up there and back. So that's one bus issue. The next bus issue we had was the fact that we went to Burton. When we get there, we got oil all over the place. And this was human error on Iola ISD's part. We changed the oil, got in a hurry. We did not put the dipstick back in, so it was blowing all out the dipstick hole. It was low, but not unacceptable. And they monitored it coming home, and Jamie Miller, she checked the oil. She was a trooper before. She got under there, checked the oil, and the dipstick was actually laying up on I think right by the radiator. And so she put it in, checked the oil. We were good to go. So she helped us out on that deal. So, Mr. Porter, he asked me a couple of questions this week, and those were some of it, and we need to get that information out. But he was asking about the curriculum, and so I asked Mr. Fowler to go ahead and address that during his report. Ms. Sajewski will address it when she's doing that. I know that one of the things that we talked about earlier in the year is giving teachers, like when we come back next year, because this year's already been kind of set, in August, is to try to allow teachers to work in their rooms so that when we do activities through staff development, we want them to work in their rooms the first 2 days, get that set where that's off their mind. And so we can want to do some stuff during that time. But I've also talked to them about doing some stuff like in late May for the following year. Even though we know some of the teachers won't be there, we'll hit the majority of our teachers with staff development. Because as you know, Ms. Mallett, during the summers when you think about how you're teaching things and the direction you're going to go and when you want to do it. And so usually when we hit you with stuff in August, it's not, you've already got things figured out. It doesn't usually fit in the way you want it fit in. So we want to give them those ideas prior to coming back. So that's some of the curriculum. Also, he asked me about the alignment. Without somebody monitoring that, Ms. Sajewski does her campus, Mr. Fowler does his campus. They're not the same people, so they kind of look at it different. And so far as a true alignment from top to bottom, it'll be very difficult unless we have one person monitoring that whole thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not that curriculum person. I know where my weaknesses are, and I have to hire around those. So we're gonna do the best that we can to get them vertically aligned. But I do know that we have 2 or 3 teachers at our high school, and we have 1 or 2 elementary that are very excited about getting that aligned, and we want to get those guys together and let them do their thing. And so I really think that'll be an exciting time for us. Also, he asked about the board goals, and so I wanted to kind of put this out there. I've got the board goals here. I've had these on my desk. I'll pass these out. Let's see, 2, 3. These are the ones that were given to me. And so what I'd like to say is we could check off all the boxes, but unfortunately these are, they evolve every day. We never get out of one to another. But like on the first one, we have done the first report. We've got that, so you can kind of check that off, but it's still an ongoing process because we don't want to say, oh, we're good and not do anything for 9 months. We want to continue doing what we're doing. Now, safety and security, I will give you an update on that. Miss Evans has bought a bunch of snacks. And so we're getting 5-gallon buckets, and we're ordering the toilet lids for them to go in our elementary so that we don't have the accidents like we had in the first lockdown we had this year. So when you look, you can pay from $30 to $200 per kit. And so we really looked at it, that okay, if we've got a bucket and we've got a lid for the children, and we've got a snack and we've got water in the rooms, we're in the right direction, and we can do it a little bit cheaper. We don't have all the fancy stuff, but we're looking to get some drapes. They're almost like tanning bed or tanning. You ever seen the spray tan things, little pop-up tents? Mm-hmm. We're looking at those. You can turn the door to the wall. There's a lot of privacy in those things. So that was kind of something that Ms. Hurst kind of kicked that around, and we're looking to get some of those. So that's kind of coming together pretty well. And number 3, we're looking at all the board goals. And those are, some of that stuff is going to be coming to you in January. I know that Ms. Mallett has requested a report from Ms. Sajewski, and she'll be on that. Let's see, I know anytime we want to look at college and career, Ms. Harris will be all over that. All I got to do is ask her, and we'll get that information to us. Facilities, as y'all know, we're building, so we've done the facility study. So like I said, those are kind of ongoing. And then the last one, Mr. Fowler, I think, is being very proactive on his campus. I have to talk to Mr. Sajewski about this one, about retention. You know, he wanted to get the ice machine. That was one of the things. And is it still on back order?
I emailed him today, and he's emailing the rep to find out what there are, but whenever we ordered it, it was still stuck out on the coast in California.
Right.
And so there was a couple different ones that they could have gotten us immediately, but they weren't the true Sonic ice. So we actually did research to find out the machine that Sonic uses.
And I think Ms. Neville sent us an example of that.
And
That's, we got the replica of that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you got the high end. We just got.
Yeah. Y'all got the end, we'll
I just know we all skip in there.
Oh, yeah, very excited about it, I'll tell you what.
So
ask a question about the, will we rework these goals in January, or we won't do them till the spring? When will we rework these?
That will be whatever y'all decide you want to do. You tell me, and we can do it however you want to do it.
What have we done in the past?
I would think
Well,
the spring would be more.
I think they
appropriate,
were. I
later in the
think-
spring.
I'm trying to think exactly when we did do these.
Was
I
it
think
this
they
spring?
were originally going to
In
be
the spring.
in January, and it got pushed back to the spring, right? Which, I
There's a
mean,
lot going on in
yeah,
January.
there was a lot going on.
And I'll just tell you, with this construction project you're looking at, it's gonna get, your agendas are gonna be, these meetings are gonna be 2-3 hours, because you're gonna have to start looking at everything that you hadn't thought about,
Mm-hmm.
so. And we may have to just do something like that in a separate workshop type situation.
Yeah, that's how we've done it in the past.
So it was those, in January, what happened was we had to turn in those House bill, those goals.
Mhm.
Those,
The
that's
House
what
Bill
happened,
3 goals.
that's what happened, and the, yeah, college and prayer and all that. We did those goals, I think, in January, they were due in January.
Okay.
So we did probably do this in the spring.
But with that number 5 on the retention, so we are actually looking at the survey, and we are using that survey to our advantage to help us get some ideas. And you know, we don't want the teachers to think that we didn't look at that. And I really think that our principals have done a good job looking at it and going through and kind of, you know, seeing where our concerns are and addressing those concerns. So very, very proud of that situation. All right. Now, what we want to do in January is, if you'll pass that down and start back, if you'll put your shirt size on that, we want to get a board shirt. I always told y'all I hadn't had a board shirt in a while.
Been a while.
So we want to do that. So if you just put your shirt size beside your name, we're looking at 2 or 3 from CC Creations. Misty Stanley's got a couple of those in the works, and so we'll try to get something going in that.
Is it like
Is it
a
like
man shirt?
It's going to be a pullover polo.
unisex or?
Now, I think they have, Ms. Bocce, you out there?
Yes, sir. It's both women and
Okay.
men.
Okay.
Cuts.
I like these, that depends on what size.
Yeah,
It's still-
that makes a
it's still
difference.
large for me, but anyway, whatever.
You give it to Ms. Bocce. Ms. Bocce, would you come in and grab that from Ms. Mallett, please?
Okay.
All right, guys, I think that's all I have for my report.
Okay. Item number 6, consideration of resolution approving the tax roll for the tax year 2021. Pretty self-explanatory. Any questions? Mr. Dyer?
I don't have any, anybody got anything to add?
Is there specific language that we need to, or just?
No, I think so.
I think you just,
You're approving the resolution,
Yes.
basically.
I'll move that we approve the resolution.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion, second by Alec, second by Ms. Mallett. Any further discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries 7-0. Item number 7, consideration of resolution and ballot of Grimes County Central Appraisal District Board of Directors election.
and Mr. Porter is our nominee. So we can guarantee him
384 votes.
364. Now, we can divide them up anyway, but when you divide them up, you may have a chance of not getting representation
Oh, no.
on the,
He's not getting out that easy.
I make a motion, we approve.
okay, but I think we have to put the amount of votes we're casting in there.
Yeah, it would approve the resolution casting 364 votes
Yes.
in favor of ballot pointer.
Yes.
So yes, Tammy made a motion, I'll second it. Any further discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries 7-0. 360.
So we'll submit this tomorrow,
Okay.
and then they'll be
Put
getting in touch with you.
364.
So we appreciate you doing that.
No problem. What's one more night?
But now that you don't have volleyball. We have to move into basketball, that's it.
Number 8, consideration of changing the board meeting dates for January, February, March, and April meetings.
They all fall on holidays, every single one of them. Well, actually, March falls right after spring break, so we'd be out a week. So if we could adjust those to those days, that would help us. And like I said, we were not gonna have one in December, but we're probably gonna have to have one. 'Cause I also forgot to mention, the solar, the Grimes County Solar Project has been submitted to the commissioner, and we're waiting on a response. As soon as we get a response, then we just have to approve that. So they've got everything they need now.
So make the comptroller and then the commissioner.
Okay, maybe it's comptroller, they went to the comptroller, I said it wrong. But they've got everything they need to rule on.
Good deal.
And they had said that they were going to expedite that, right?
They did, that's what they said. They asked me what a date was, and I said, we need to have it done by December 13th. They said, oh, we can make that.
Is that,
They just need a timeline.
is that the first one or the second one we're talking about?
Second.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm.
Any issues with moving the dates?
Need a motion?
We do.
So moved.
We have a motion by Tammy, a second by Red. No further discussion. Those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries 7-0. Moving fast, item number 9, consideration of election calendar. We approve it, but we don't have any say in it.
It is what it is.
Yeah, so I mean, there it is.
So we make a motion to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Motion by Ms. Mallett, I'll second. Those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries 7-0. And we are on item 10, consideration of TASB policy manual update, EHB and EHBAA.
Okay, so this came to us last week. We have been notified that we're going to have a IDEA cynical monitoring review. So that's coming on the SPED side, and it's coming through Grimes County Co-op. They're talking about it. So in our policy, when TASB looks at our policy, we're missing the curriculum design special programs and then the special education identification, evaluation, and eligibility. So we need to add these two policies, they're both locals, to our legals and within our TASB book. So, and TASB wrote them and sent them to us.
Motion, we add them.
Motion by Tammy, second by Deidre. Those in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries 7-0. Personnel, you have anything?
I don't have anything unless y'all do.
I want to go to closed session,
Okay.
55107-4. I second. Those in favor? Motion carries 7-0 to adjourn.
There wasn't much after that.
That was it.
All we had to do was adjourn.